This is it. When we are just discussing, then I think once Star General came, they talked with the CP. Immediately he left, they started tear gassing us. We dispersed the place. That was on Friday.
Mr. Bello, I want to bring you in here because, you know, if you listen to what he's saying and also to other members that have spoken out about what has happened in recent days, they say that, look, this whole crisis is as a result of initial police provocation. Has your force been in any way too forceful initially, getting the kind of response we've seen in recent days from this group?
That is not true. Actually, we've been working together with them because they have been there for quite some time, I believe weeks or even months. We deploy our men there. They sit down, they even discuss with their members. And when they want to embark on procession, peaceful procession, even sometimes police escort them. Around the city, we do that. All this thing changed, I think, in about the last 1 or 2 weeks when they changed tactics. They became more confrontational, as I said earlier on, and they threatening the peace of the entire city. And I feel we have to take action because it is the responsibility of the Nigeria police to ensure that there is law and order in the FCT, and I think, indeed, in this country. So we cannot just fold our arms and allow people, whatever their grievances are, they have to pursue it within the ambit of the law. And yes, they may have a right to protest, yes, but they have to do it within the ambit of the law, and they don't have any right whatsoever to infringe on other people's rights as well.
You are not infringing on anybody's right.
He's interrupting me.
Please allow him to finish, and then you will speak. Go ahead.
Yeah. So by the time you come, you block the highway. When we say highway, it's a public way. All Nigerians have access to that public way. They're supposed to pass. But I witnessed one of their protests somewhere very close to the Federal Ministry of Justice. They blocked the highway completely. Members of the public were put in a state of apprehension. There was a lot of fear in members of the public. They brought about some youths that you can see evidently they're under the influence of drugs. They were dancing and singing. That is not Islam. They were dancing and singing and insulting the leaders of this country. That is not Islam. You don't do that. But when they were conducting themselves peacefully, we cooperated with them. We consult with them, and we even escort them to give them security. He knows that. So it is only because of recent they change tactics, and that is why we feel, no, we have to take action to ensure that we safeguard the lives and properties of FCT residents.
Mr. Yola, you know, I had an opportunity to kind of eyewitness some of the events that took place over the weekend here in the city. And I want to ask you, in view of what transpired, can you really say that all of your membership have been orderly, have gone about this process the way that it's supposed to be done? When you hear some of the accounts that the police have given, that some of the members of the FCT residential areas have given?
As far as I know, we are orderly. As he has said himself, if there is anything, it is the security agencies, as he has said over the NTA, that they have their men among us. It is our belief that we do conduct everything of what we do it peacefully. But when they infiltrate us and trying to bring on people of bad character in order to give a dog a bad name in order to hang it, this is unacceptable. Because everybody knows the interaction. Like that very Friday when he was there, when they ordered, he was laughing. When we are tear gassed. In fact, there was a pastor.
Who was laughing?
The police commissioner. When they started throwing tear gas on us, which is unbecoming. You see? In fact, there was a pastor who came there from Kaduna, Pastor Buru, who is having an organization of peace reconciliation between different religious groups. He was there. The canister tear gas fall in front of him. And in fact, the person said that we should move away from there. When we moved, we went to the other side of the road. Again, they started throwing tear gas on us, chasing us with dogs.
Commissioner Bello, I want you to respond, please.
I'm not sure he really saw me there because when that very incident happened, Initially, I wasn't there. I'm not sure I've met him before. I think I only know one Dr. Gamawa. I'm not sure you're Dr. Gamawa.
I was together with Gamawa.
No.
I was there.
Excuse me. When I came, what the people I met was one Deji Adeyanju and Dr. Gamawa. When my officers that were on ground told me when they came initially, they told them not to sit there because we have decided to take proactive measures in order to prevent the likelihood of violence or whatever. And they said no. They decided to be confrontational, and I believe police have to use kind of maybe minimum force to ensure that they didn't stay there. So it was after that incident I was called from the office that this is what happened. I decided to come myself. When I was there interacting with my officers, that was when this Dr. Gamawa came and Deji Adeyanju. So those are the people I know I saw. So I'm not sure I saw him. I'm not sure I've ever met him.
But I have seen you.
You know, FCT residents, particularly on Friday, when movement was essentially impossible, particularly around the NNPC towers, along that expressway, no movement at all for anybody. Some members of some FCT residents have bemoaned that, look, the police were almost out of sight. It seemed like it was, for that moment, a state of anarchy. There was no security presence at all. And even if there was, it was ineffectual in terms of moving these people out. Is there any kind of inability on the part of your command to be able to deal with these kinds of protest movements when they emerge?
No, really. We have the capacity.
Friday is not.
I'm sorry, please. I asked him the question, please. You'll get a chance to follow up. Allow him to speak.
Not exactly. I believe we have the capacity to deal with security challenges in the FCT, be it crowd control or whatever, even patrols or whatever. So on that very aspect, yes, I think there were this group that came in. They called them the Erika Tijania. Those ones, yes, they were very large numbers. We actually never knew there were going to be that large number of persons that turned out in the FCT. So we never really anticipated that. So I believe they contributed to actually the shutting up of the city, particularly some of the major streets. That one is different. But when we're talking about the issue of Islamic movement of Nigeria, otherwise known as the Shiites, their activities were mostly restricted within that central business, that is within the Unity Fountain, Shehu Shagariwe. Most of the activities are within that area. However, it is because, as I said, they change tactics. That is why we also have to change tactics to deal with the situation. If you know that very area, we have the Transcorp Hilton Hotel. That is a five-star hotel. That is the face of FCT, where we have visitors, international communities that normally come there. A lot of conferences have been held there. So whatever they see there gives them an impression of what Nigeria is. So we have to make sure that area, and indeed all parts of the FCT, are peaceful. We will not allow lawlessness to continue in Nigeria. That is why we're here.